Hey everybody, welcome to my first live on StreamYard. It's open mic tonight, so if anybody would like to come up and join me for a little chat, just have to enter into the studio. Let's see, I'll put out a link. How do I do this? It's my first time, guys. So be patient with me, please. Be patient. Oops. Okay, let's hope I'm on the good page here. I don't see anybody in the chat. Nobody's in the chat yet. Let me see. I'm going to try to find some things here. I got to play around with this. I got to play around. Oh, invite. Share screen. Side PDS. Invite guest. Okay, copy the clipboard. Where's chat? Where's the chat? I gotta find the chat. There it is. There it is. Hi, Kathleen. I see you. I'm trying to enter this thing into chat so that I can bring you up for a chat if you want. Can you hear me okay? Knock twice if you can hear me. Oh, she can hear me. Good, good. Okay, we're getting some more people. Getting some traction here. Getting some traction. Okay, I'm going to try to put the link down if I can. I want to edit that. I'm going to see if I can put the link in the chat. So if somebody wants to come up and chat, let me see. Hide. Okay, don't hide that. How come I can't put nothing in the chat? I don't understand this. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning as I'm going along. Let's see. Customize. Cancel. Hey, guys. Hi, Kelly. I got Kelly and Kathleen. So far, how in the world do I put this down there? I don't know how. I see Morbid do it so easily, but I can't seem to find it. Media assets. Oh, wait. Might have something here, guys. Might have something. Private chat. No. Banner. Create a banner. All right. Let me see. This works. Paste. Add banner. There. Can you guys see that? Can you all see the banner? Hey, boss lady. How are you? No, you can't see the banner? Jeez. How the hell do I do this? Help. Where's Morbid when you need him? Help. Present or invite? Okay, invite guests. There we go. Okay. Copy. Okay. Add item. There we go. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Cancel. You know what? I don't know if I can, guys. Well, this sucks. Because I'm doing it on my phone, not the laptop. But I'm still going to try anyway. I don't care what they say. Oh, we got lots of people here now. Hey, guys. I'm just trying to find out how I can put the banner out so people can come up and talk with me. We're going to find a way. We're going to find a way. Now tell me if you can see it. Can you see the banner? Hi, Mizzy. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, I tried copying and pasting it, but I can see the chat. Oh, geez. Okay, hang on. Boy, my redhead is all foggy tonight. Now I'm going to do it. Okay, here we go. There you go. There's a link. There's the link. Oh, boy. Who's going to be first one up? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. You don't have to show your like live feed or anything. You can just show like the letter on your name will come up. So no need to be scared. Let's see. Do we have anybody? Anybody waiting? Come on, guys. Come and talk with me. Before I use my gypsy voice, you're all going to be sorry. Yeah, the link is there. So if anybody wants to click it, and we'll see if this thing works. Hey, if it works, maybe we could do this more often. As this is my first time doing this, guys, and I don't know what I'm doing. I was hoping Alice down the rabbit hole would join me tonight. I sent her a message, so we'll see if she shows up. So did you guys all see the latest video? Oh, thanks, Janet. You're a doll. You're a doll. Look at this sexy picture I put on my avatar. Come on, guys. If I can find a sexy avatar, anybody can. Who's going to come? Who's going to start? Oh, hang on. Kathleen. Kathleen is coming. Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Wow, this is our first time. Yay!
It's my first time too. It's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. At least I can say Kathleen was my very first person that I got to interview.
Oh.
So how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah? Good.
It's my Friday, so.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's even better then.
Yes.
Nice glass of wine, a little bit of Gypsy Rose. They never go well together. Ask Christy.
Oh, God.
Probably why she hits the sauce so much.
Yeah, seriously.
So what do you think about her last episode?
Oh, it is a crap show. That whole thing is a crap show.
It's a bit of everything, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I was looking at some of the other like creators that had them out, and some of the comments, oh my God, hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially about Ken. People are not liking Ken right now.
Right.
Do you like him?
Uh,
Like, better than Ryan or
I don't know. Neither one are top trophy to me, but
top trophy? Good one.
I don't know. I
No,
guess I've never been that desperate, so.
no, right? Are you married? Yeah.
No, actually. Um, I've spent the majority of my life becoming a midwife, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Interesting. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's really weird because I spent like 3 weeks at a hospital on the maternity ward, pretty much as observation, but that's what I wanted to get into when I left school.
Ah.
Instead, I did it firsthand, had a baby.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching her Gypsy. Like I don't know what she's playing at, but I did not see a pregnant person in her at
Right?
all.
Like her belly was changing like every 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It was ridiculous. And
I'm
like
like,
one lady said, it looked
whoa,
like it looks like she stuck a book under there at one point.
right?
Oh, good Lord. Oh my
Like we
God.
would talk about her at work and we'd be like, dude, like she's either having some kind of weird contractions or I don't know what's going on there, but
It's like trying to get something round in a square peg. You know those aptitude tests where you put the round thing in the square hole?
yeah,
Yeah, that was Gypsy. Because I still can't believe that baby came out of that. I really can't.
no. Well,
I don't know.
is it a real baby even?
That's the
Like,
thing though. Like sometimes it looks like a reborn doll that the overly rubbery ones, the ones that you just touch and they
mm-hmm.
move. Yeah. And sometimes it's like it looks like a real baby. I don't know. I'm up in the air. I'm really up in the air.
Yeah, I am a little bit, but it's like I honestly I don't think she was pregnant no matter if there's a baby or not,
Right.
you know?
Um, I don't know. And then I'm thinking, well, what about the timeline? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the timeline's all screwed up too. Like she just left Ryan, and then she
Mm-hmm.
texted him the pregnancy test. Like I think
Yep.
he knew before Ken did.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Well, whose is it?" And she's like, "I don't know." But 5 minutes later, she's telling everybody it's Ken's.
Yeah. It doesn't something doesn't make sense there.
No, a lot of it doesn't make sense there. Oh my God. It's like,
Trying to
I
be
don't know.
generous here.
You right? Well, you're a midwife and I'm a mother. So, I mean, we could be able
Right?
to figure this out, girl. If we can't figure this out, I don't know who can.
Well, I mean, yeah, in all honesty though, like I've never had a patient that could walk that well in the third trimester.
Or run.
Just yeah. It's just it's not it's not something they're wanting to do at that point, you know?
No, I know. It's
The
ridiculous.
relaxin is so high at that point, like you feel like you can't even keep the baby in there, but I mean, okay.
I know. I know. I don't know. Because at one point, too, where she was sitting with her leg crossed, like
Mhm.
the number 4 kind of cross. I mean, I was lucky if I could cross my ankles.
Uh-huh.
But one lady said she used to sit like that all the time because that's where her belly would lay in, like the little nesty part.
Oh.
But then I'm like, well, if you always sat like that, maybe your hips will go that way.
And I
You
just
know?
can't imagine any way it would be comfortable.
Me
But,
either, except for sitting in a donut.
right?
But then again, if you got in one of those, you'll never get out.
No, no.
Oh my God. No, no. The pregnancy is like really screwing me up.
Yeah.
I would believe in the baby, I think, if I believed in the pregnancy.
Right. It would be kind of hard.
Whoop, you cut out?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It would be kind of hard not to believe in the baby had the pregnancy been consistent, I guess.
Right.
Um, and too, babies do drop and different things at the end, so you can look a little bit smaller during the latter part of the third trimester at times, but it's not usually that dramatic and all through the pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Even when she was sitting, she never sat like she was like her back was hurting or anything like that. You know what I mean?
right.
Being a pregnant woman, you want a pillow behind your back, and if not, you're going to go down with your hand on your back,
Yeah,
right?
that
So I
mhm.
never seen her do that.
Nope. And the
No,
bottle wasn't there.
no, no. And even though
So,
she showed a video one time of the baby kicking, apparently that wasn't hers. That wasn't her
yeah,
video.
I
Yeah,
didn't think it was.
it was like the artificial baby picture all over again.
Uh-huh.
It was, and she's done so many of these that you cannot believe anything anymore.
No.
Cried wolf too many times. Nobody's gonna
Yes.
come running no more.
Yes, that's the story it reminded me of, actually. Like, oh, Peter and the Wolf. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Cried
Yeah.
wolf one too many times. Nobody believed him after that.
Yep.
But how can you? I mean, like, she's, what's the word for her? I mean, I know she's a narcissist, psychopath, and all that, but the lying part of it all,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
that's like pathological, I think.
big time, big
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, she'd lie about stuff she didn't even need to lie about.
Yeah.
If she went and got, a coffee and come home and said it was a hot chocolate, it's like something so stupid, but she has to lie about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I understand her whole life was a lie, but she
Right.
doesn't have to make her whole future a lie either.
Right.
And
Like,
that's exactly what she's doing.
yeah. She hasn't figured out that, you don't have to be the person that your parents raised you to be.
No, exactly.
So,
And well, she always said she would be better parent, right?
eesh,
But
yeah.
but I'm not seeing it yet. I mean,
No.
for somebody who sits there and blows in their child's face,
Right.
my son wouldn't let me kiss my granddaughter until she was like 3 months old. I wasn't even allowed near her face without a mask.
Yeah.
Mind you, she was born in 2020 during the COVID.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, sorry, 21. Sorry. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
2021. But still, she was a COVID baby. That's what we call them, right? When you had nothing
Mhm.
better to do and you had to stay at home, might as well
Yep.
make babies. Ask the Jenkins. They know.
Oh god.
I'm not even going to get into that one. I'm not even
Right.
going to touch that one. Actually, I was thinking about doing a little bit on them, but then when I saw how, what's the word? Untruthful they've been with their public
Mm, yes.
and lazy.
Mhm.
Apparently, her man just sits around the house all day playing video games while she cooks, cleans, and takes care of the kids, and she says everything's fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, no. If you think everything's fine, girl, then you're being manipulated big time. You don't even know it.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like Ken there. He thinks everything's fine. It ain't fine. It ain't
No.
fine. Guy, he needs to get a job. I mean, a real job. I mean, I don't even know if he's like door dashing or whatever. If he was door dashing and he could prove that he's door dashing, fine. Good for him,
Mhm.
right? But I don't
Well,
even think he
yeah.
can prove that.
No, but
Like,
even DoorDash isn't a career. Ah.
well, no, it's like Uber. It's kind of your like side hustle, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, at least you can bring home one of those bags that they put all their stuff in to keep warm. You can show it, right? Everybody has
Right.
those bags and they all have the name on it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but no, nothing from Kenny Boy. Anyway, he's stay-at-home mama now.
Well, he'd have to be.
Yeah. Gypsy's the grifter of the family and he's the stay-at-home mama.
Yeah,
This is sounding more dysfunctional every minute.
just a little bit.
Like it hasn't already, right? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I don't
dropping the link.
know.
I'm gonna drop the link down in the chat, guys. If anybody wants to come up, you can talk with me and Kathleen here. Hang on. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm doing this all on my phone. All the writing looks like it's like the size of the thing on a medicine bottle. The printing, oh my God. Even though I
Mhm.
can see up close fine, it's just that when it's all so compact in a small space,
Mm,
it's like, oh my God, it's hard to read.
right.
Missy, Cherokee girl, you made it here. Good. Missy, Kelly, sorry, I called you Carrie. And the Scarlet Note started off with us, but I think she's not here any longer. I just want to see how this worked. I got this SteamYard thing that Morbid uses, and I'm like, well, I'd like to do a chat where people can come up and talk, not
Yeah.
just me reading the screen like Gypsy does. You know,
Yeah.
I can't, I need help. Like, I need help with talking with other people out there. I can't just sit there and talk by myself at the phone. Now, doing a video, it's fine because at least I'm
Yeah.
looking at myself.
Right.
I'm looking at myself and I'm talking, right? So it's like it's nothing. Myself, I'll listen to myself all day. But will other people? That's the thing.
I don't
So,
know. I was updating charts and I saw the thing come up on my phone that you were having it live, and I jumped on here faster than I could
oh, I'm so
drop
glad you
something.
did. I'm so glad you did. Because you're always be known as my very first guest. And I love that.
So exciting.
The Scarlet Notes, she's coming on up. Are you ready, girl? There you are. Hiya.
I don't know. I am on.
What?
Hi.
I got to fix your mic. Hang on, hang on. I'm pulling a Morbid now.
Oops.
Edit mic settings. Here we go. Okay, talk.
Where'd she go?
She's there.
Rose.
Okay,
Hi.
there she is. There we are.
Hi, guys.
Now we got it. Now we got it. Hi,
Nice
how
to
are
meet
you?
you.
Nice to meet you too. Where are you
Is that you,
from?
Rose? Is that you in that picture? You look so lovely in
Oh,
that.
are you kidding, girl? That's my dream look. If I had to look any way that God could create me, it would be like that. Not that lucky.
She's a gorgeous girl. That's a gorgeous girl, Rose.
Thank you so much.
And I know you're a little older like I am, so I just thought there was a younger picture of you.
Oh, I have them. Do I want to show them? Not really. They all look like your license, that like mugshot. No. One day I'll dolly myself up and take some new pictures, but not yet. I gotta dye my hair again. Where are you from?
I'm South African, but I live in London.
You're
I'm South African.
really?
I live between London and Essex.
Okay, so that's why I was hearing like it sounded like Australian because it's like a little bit of British and a little bit of something else, but I couldn't get it. South African. Got it. That's cool. So where in South Africa are you from?
I'm from Durban in South Africa, but I see myself as countryless because we did it in 94. We voted Mandela in and gave the country back to the people. And I came to the UK 99. April Fool's Day I arrived. Strange. Um,
Oh,
and since I've been here, we have the whole problem of these refugees, and I think uh, where do I belong? I don't have a home anymore. I'm too white to be able to live anywhere.
you always have a home, girl. Wherever your family is, that'll be your home.
I don't really have family. The family I made of my own. That's the problem.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, I have my boys. I have 3 sons. I'm very lucky there. They like the oldest is 37. The problem is they won't leave home. They leave and they come back.
My oldest son's 37 too. Yeah, he'll be 38 this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got
Wow.
37, 30, and 25, and
Wow.
the
You
2
space them
oldest
out.
left, and they both came back.
I have 37 and 33-year-old. Both
But
boys.
it's a good school report as a parent, isn't it, though? Is it?
Yeah, well, we know how to space them out. We're not doing them on top of each other like the old days. My grandmother had 13 kids,
Oh,
and you couldn't put a piece of paper between them. I mean, as soon as
I
one
always
dropped, the other one was on the way. I swear to God.
I tell my
But that's
boys,
how it
each
was.
one of them
Yeah, that's how it was back in the day, you know? Just dropping
each one of
kids.
my boys was supposed to be an only child. There's 7 years between the first 2 and 5 between the last 2.
Oh, jeez. Ah, oh, my God. That's okay. They must be beautiful boys. Do you have grandkids?
Well, they make their mother happy. They make
Do you
their
have
mom happy.
grandkids? Oh, what?
I have 1 grandkid and a second one on the way, and my grandchild is moving up to London this weekend, so I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Oh, my God. How old is she?
My grandchild's 2.
Oh, okay.
His name's Reuben.
So there you go. You're going to have family there.
Yeah, like I say, I only have, like, self-made family. I don't have extended.
Oh,
I
I
don't have
see.
sisters and brothers and that sort of thing, only because of the way I was brought up and that sort of thing, do you know?
Okay. I understand now.
5 of
So
us that were reduced.
what's your whole
Yeah.
take on this Gypsy Rose?
Gypsy. Oh my God, I don't know how she has managed to get away with conning the media. It's it's not just the courts she's conned, it's literally the media, and I don't know if the media are playing it purely for the financial benefits.
Oh, for sure, for
It's
sure.
sick. It's sick because as a journalist, I used to be a journalist. I'm an ex-journalist myself. My last journalistic job was out in the Middle East, Bahrain.
Oh, really?
I would be ashamed to call myself a journalist. This is the answer I came up with. Gypsy.
You mean the mainstream media,
Yeah.
like journalist kind of thing, right? Like not
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, that's
on
what I
your
did,
own.
was
Yeah,
mainstream media journalism.
really. So you don't do like stuff on your own and then just sell it to them, or
Oh, no,
what do you
no.
call it? Freelancing?
When I came to the UK, Bahrain, as a South African, with a husband who had a British passport, it seemed like the EU passport were more powerful than the British passport. Because a friend of mine, also from South Africa, she came with her husband from Hungary, and she was allowed to work immediately in the UK, where I had to wait for 4 years before I could work again. My husband
Really?
had to prove that my husband had to prove that he could support his family. We were married at that stage for 7 years. So I had to wait 4 years, and then you take a break for 4 years, you kind of like out of the game kind of thing. So from there, I went into research when I could work again, because that's at the bottom of journalism again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's got to be hard to like. You've got to
Yeah.
you've got to report on a story that you don't personally agree with, but you've got to say it in a way where nobody gets offended, everybody thinks you're biased, and cookie cutter it. Put it that
Well,
way.
truly, if I'm honest, when I worked in Bahrain, in fact, they had an angle to the story that they wanted you to take, and you couldn't go against the angle that they had.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
I lost
don't believe
Kathleen. What
everything you
happened?
read.
What happened to Kathleen? She took off. Oh shoot! I hope I didn't drop her by accident. Kathleen, if you're still around, come back. I don't know what happened. I just looked up and she was gone. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad to hear your story. It sounds like you've been through some life lessons more
I
than
think we
I,
all.
should I
I
say?
think everybody's. I think everybody's been through some sort of turmoil in life. We don't all come out scot free, do we?
No, no, we don't. We don't all come through like Leave It to Beaver kind of homes. No.
Yeah, and the good thing is, I think with age comes some wisdom.
Well, I grew up with my mother. She's a narcissist. And my dad was like a weekend drunk. So on the every weekend, Friday, as soon as he got off work, he'd start drinking till Sunday afternoon when he stopped for the work the next day. He didn't drink that much during the week, but on the weekends, holy crap, the fights in my house. I could write a book. But he's gone now, and I'm here taking care of my mother and my sister. And yeah, and we're growing old, and we have to take care of family. It's like that's what Gypsy should have been doing with her mother, is taking care of her mother at this point in time. But oh, are you still there, Scarlett? What happened? Can anybody hear me? Knock twice if you can hear me. I think my internet screwed up. Hello? Are you there? Okay, I see the chat moving, so okay, you're there. Good, good. I think I lost Scarlet Notes. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody else wants to come up. Paste. There we go. So if anybody else wants to come up and have a chat, just click on that link and you'll end up in the back studio, and I'll let you up. Don't be shy now. Let's see. Jenny Carson, Search with Lisa. Dawn Hensler. Kane, right? Am I saying that right, Kane? I always see your name and I want to call you Kanye for some reason. Is it Kanye or Kane? Let me know in the chat. You can't hear me? Nobody can hear me? Oh, jeepers. What's going on? No, my mic's on. Everything's on. Can you hear me now? Okay, there you go. The Google files. What's the Google files, Cherokee? Oh, there's Kathleen. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think my internet just kind of flickered. Didn't exactly go off, but it flickered. Oh, thank you, Kimma. I'm glad. I'm glad. So is it Kanye or Kane? Just say first one or the second one. Oh, Nick's court. Knock knock. Nick knock. Hang on, hang on. Oh, there we go. There she is. Scarlet with Lisa, or the search with Lisa. Sorry, got Scarlet in my head now.
Oh no, I just hit something and I can't even see myself. There we go.
Here you are. How are
I know.
you?
You know what? Hey, I was so glad to just. You have to excuse. I just got done eating dinner and I came out here for a minute and I seen you were on. I'm trying to see if I can see the chat here. Do I just hit chat? I'm on my. I've never done this from my phone. Let me
I
see
think you
here.
can hit the chat. If it brings you into the live chat, you might get stuck back in there, but I can let you back in if it happens.
Let's see here.
So just play around with it and see what you
Yes,
can do.
let's see what we can do real quick. Comments. There we go. Let me see. Okay,
Okay, so you're
hold
still on
on.
screen.
It says, let's see. Hold on just a minute. Oh, so comments.
Well, sorry,
And
Cherokee, I didn't know about the files. I really didn't.
did I drop? No, did I?
No, you didn't drop.
Okay. I don't know how to. It
Yeah,
says join. Okay, nuke. I can see him, but then I can't see myself where it says join chat.
yeah, because you're up in the top here. So I
Okay.
think when you join chat, I think just the letter of your name comes up,
Okay.
not your picture. I don't think anyway.
Okay. You can still, like, if I do this, hold on. Can you still see me now? Let's see.
Nope.
Okay.
No, you
I
have
don't
to.
know. It's
Yeah,
hard for me
yeah.
to do that. I don't know. I'll have to just learn from the phone, but no, I
That's
really
all.
enjoy your content. I come in here a lot, so it was good to see that you were live when I seen that you were live, and I recognized some names in there, but talking
Well,
about Gypsy. Well, first when you were saying that you took care of your parents, and take care of you said you take care of your mom now?
my mom, yeah, my dad passed last end of June last year. So almost a year now. And I take care of my mother. She's like 82, and I have an autistic sister, an older one. So I
Okay.
take care of them both. So I had to move back home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, it's Autistic Month, and it's so we said that because Trixie Lane, I actually was just sending her some pictures. And I hate I can't read the chat, so sorry guys if I don't reply to anything. But I was sending her, I used to be on an app called You Now before I came here, and I did a lot of awareness work. So April was always big for autism, and
right,
that's actually, why I think I was really into, about Nick and different things because I don't have anybody in my family with autism. When I used to substitute school, that's how I got into it. I did a pre-K classroom for a long time. So, and there was all autism children, and then I really fell in love with the community. And
right.
so, after that, though, I just now, right before I came in here, was sending Trixie some old things because I had raised, I did like my first little fundraiser when I was on You Now, for the May Institute. Have you heard of that? The May Institute. They,
No, is that in the States?
yeah, it's in the state. Yeah, we're in you because you're in Canada, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Canada.
Yeah, it's in the States, and so, anyway, so I was just sending like stuff because, so back to now, like talking about taking care of your parents. So when I left I was on there for many years, and I had to kind of take a break from social media full time, and then I was ready to also kind of move on from there. And I knew I wanted to do YouTube, and just I said, well, my mom got diagnosed in 2019 with dementia, frontispiral, the same that Bruce Willis
Oh,
has.
geez.
Yeah, and she was only 65 when diagnosed, so very young. She had just she taught school for 30 years. So pretty much
Wow.
after retiring is when she was diagnosed. So now moving forward, I moved back in, and I'm an only child, so I don't have any siblings to help. But
Oh
so
yeah,
I
you're
moved
on
back
your own.
in. Yeah, so we're like so it's like a 6th year now, and it's really declining. She still physically can do stuff, but my mom kind of like lives in the moment. She doesn't have long term or short term, and
Right.
but yeah, so I was really relating with you on that. Like, so like I haven't been like as consistent with YouTube like I wanted to be, and it took me a little longer to get my watch hours, and I really haven't been able to be a part of the community like I wanted. So when I seen you live, and like you guys were really just talking my language, and so I just took the gamble. I don't really go live, yet. Um,
Oh, you
I
should
just
start. You should start.
yeah, and you know what? A lot where I came from, where you now, a lot of people don't know about you now. But it actually is a platform that's been around for I think 12 years now, but it's strictly live streaming. So you would think that I would do nothing but live streaming,
Right.
but I am excited to get into that. Now, have you been a live streamer for a while? Have you been live streaming? Because this is the first one I've seen with you.
I did one previous, was about a month and a half ago or something like that, but I
Okay.
didn't go for long because at that point I was still building audience. So I
Yeah.
didn't really have a lot of like traffic, and it didn't
Right.
seem feasible to be sitting there for 2 hours just talking to a dead air, you know.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm out of here. But I always said I wanted to do the one where I could have a panel. I
Yes.
didn't want to be just sitting there talking by myself like Gypsy does.
Yeah.
I
Right.
wanted I wanted a panel like Morbid has and stuff like that, so I
hmm
can bring different people up and we can hear different perspectives.
And I think the chat enjoys that. And I know
Yeah,
I do. I mean, I like both. It depends on what someone's doing. Like there's some days, so I really like true crime. That's what I focus on a lot. And I do a lot of different type. When I came here, I focused more on missing and unsolved, and then I've done, some gypsy. Um, but I'm like you, like I want a panel, and I remember like when I first started on you now, I would like because it was all live stream, so I can remember just sitting there and talking to like two people, and I keep telling myself, and I'm like you got to really build your audience, and not being as consistent as far as going live, I don't know like how many I would have, but it's like Lisa, you got to start again somewhere. That was in the
yeah,
past. And I'm fortunate I do have a few that have followed me from there, and but like I said, over the year I couldn't stay on a constant schedule, so it's really
no,
been it's like I've started all over there, all over, and but that's okay though. That's mom is more important, of course, and
of
it,
course.
it's been a juggle, but
Well, if you
um
have a channel, I'll subscribe to you after this.
oh yeah, yeah, I'm subscribed to
Yeah,
you. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
Cherokee recognized in here. I love Cherokee. I see her in a lot of places. She's such a great supporter. And
Oh, I
unfortunately I
know.
can't see a
She
lot of
floats
people in
around,
here.
the Cherokee girl.
I know it. She knows what's going on. And so but yeah, so I always like I try to find people that have channels, we all start somewhere, and
That's right. That's
I
right.
thought I would never get to 1,000 at one time. I thought, am I ever gonna get this 1,000, But
Well,
to just get
I had a TikTok channel for the longest time.
hmm
And I was doing really good on that for the
Oh,
longest
really?
time. Well, yeah, but it was a totally different content. It was just about cats and music. And I could put my cats in a way that the song resonates with what they're doing or with the way they're looking. So it
hmm
looks like they're singing to you.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what I mean? Yeah. And I have, I don't know, 4,000 people that
Yeah.
subscribe to me on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had that going for the longest time. So I said to myself, well, I was watching the gypsy stuff. And I said, well,
hmm
why don't I just start YouTube?
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
Right. Right.
Right? So I tried it and I was like, well, I like this. I'd rather this than freaking TikTok.
Yeah, I couldn't vibe. When I left You Now, I was like, I already was leaving You Now, period. And because they changed owners and just everything had changed. And I was doing well. I have almost 50,000 followers over there, through the years. Of course, I didn't have 50,000 in my, just through the
Still,
years you get. But I had built a great following and it was a great community, but I was at a standstill. We got new owners that bought the app and they changed things and it just wasn't really worth putting in the time and you kind of just feel stagnant like and
yeah,
I just
same
needed to
old,
move
same old.
on.
Yeah,
Right. And but when I went over to TikTok, I don't know, I just couldn't get the vibe over there. But what I used TikTok for was to kind of promote YouTube. But then I found out like it's very hard to get people to go. Like I would say, okay, the search, my show will be on at 8 over, I was doing every Tuesday night. I did an episode when I first started. Well, it was
right.
hard to get people to go back and forth. You know what I mean? So then I got the affiliate program thing going on over there. So I did some of that and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to use this as like a promoter to just kind of keep up because the people that followed me on You Now were all on TikTok, as
Right.
to whatever they were doing over there. But that's where I could kind of keep up with people. So yeah, I never really could get a good vibe going on TikTok though. And so then it was just
TikTok is
YouTube.
really so hard. If you don't go viral, there's really no place for you
Right.
on
And if you
TikTok
weren't a
because
battler, see, battling was really big when I first went over there too. And I wasn't going to battle. That wasn't me. I just,
no, that's not me either.
mm-mm. But one
I
thing I
don't.
was, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I can't sit there and just. I can argue with the best of them,
Yeah.
but sitting there and degrading somebody is just not my thing.
Right. Right.
And I
I
can't.
agree with you.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to like sit there and just call people names and stuff for what.
Mm-mm. And I don't like the mob mentality of things either. I always felt that if you were going to do things, I always feel like there's a difference between content creators and then like live streamers or broadcast. Like, there's some people that bring something to the table, whatever it is, and that have a purpose and have a little
Exactly.
a little moral
Yeah.
compass to them. And then there's some that are just like they just want to be TikTok famous or social media famous and I've always wanted to bring something awareness or even through true crime I try to uh bring something out of it like if like domestic violence, say it's a crime of a husband or wife killing each other or whatever,
Yeah.
um try to bring something to it, teen dating, violence, things like that, and intertwine that. And I've even intertwined it with makeup too, because I love to do makeup. I always felt like I needed like a yin to my yang because we all know like we can get burned out on the true crime. It can really get like, whoo, I just need like a fun break, So I
Right.
always like to review makeup,
Tell you
but
the truth, true crime is like my fun break
is it
because the stuff I really like to watch in my off time is like the paranormal,
okay?
and that can drain you.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're into like it, like I'm into the sage, I'm into the palm reading, I can do all kinds of like I've
Really?
got the ghost apps. Oh yeah, I could do it, trust me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know a lot about that world. I don't.
Oh my God, girl. I
Amy,
love it. I
do
love it
you?
for the interest aspect of it
Uh-huh.
because you want to know if there's something on the other side.
God, I look terrible. Why am I on a camera? I'm looking at myself like, I'm sorry.
You can change it to any picture you want.
I don't even,
Before you would come up on stage, it'll say if you want to change your avatar, turn your camera off, you can.
I don't even, I just wish I could see the chat so I could talk to them.
I think up
And
at the
I'm
top
usually
there.
I don't even worry usually, but I didn't plan on going on or anything, and I'm just kind of like sitting in my garage out here. But it's okay though. I don't mind. We're just hanging
Oh,
out.
you're in your she shed?
Huh?
Are
Yeah, I'm
you in
in
your
my she
she
shed.
shed?
Yeah. Um.
Remember
Um.
that craze? Oh my God.
Yeah, you can see my. That's what's behind me is like our food pantry. You see, like we set them out here, like all our extra cans. That's what's behind
Yeah,
me.
I see
That's
that. That's
that's my
cool.
That's my background. No, I have I actually, when I broadcast upstairs. I have a
Are
place
you a
upstairs.
couponer?
No, I'm not. I
You remember
shouldn't
those?
be though.
Remember that show, the coupon people that used to go and get like $1,000 worth of
Oh
groceries for like
yeah,
a penny?
yeah.
And I was like, get out of here, man! I don't have time for that crap.
We actually we were my dad was military, so we bought it used to be real popular to buy shrunks over there back in the day. So we were over there in the 80s, and that's how old this is actually. And so when we moved here to the States, we always kept it, but we didn't keep it all together like a shrunk. So we kept these shelves because they're so strong, and I mean they're solid wood. So
Yeah,
when we
you can
moved to
tell.
this house, we just put them out here in the garage, and we don't have it's a nice sized house, but it doesn't have any pantry space. So we just said, you know what, this would be a good
Mm,
place to put our canned goods, and we
yeah.
just started. But yeah, but no, I know people that do that. And they do those like they got like 12 things of detergent, and
Oh yeah.
some are really good at it.
Well, my niece is into that. She has three
Really?
kids. Yeah, she has three kids and all girls. And that's what she does on her off time. She loves couponing. She
Uh
thinks it's like the next best thing to, sliced bread, but she'll
huh.
sit, she'll get like, I don't know, she goes for like $1,000 worth, but she goes for a good portion,
Hmm.
and only pays like $20 or something. And I'm like,
That's
freaking crazy,
crazy.
man. I'm sitting here, what?
I
We're gonna average it out to about $50 a day for one person.
know. I know. I
That's
know.
about what I spend on freaking groceries.
It is. I mean, when you go out, it used to be, a $20 could get you something. Now it's almost like 100. You used to be able, 20 could make it through a day. Now 20 is just to stop at the store and put a little gas in or something. I mean, it does.
Girl, I could feed a family of five with under $100
Yeah.
back in the day. Back in the
Oh,
day. But
yeah, for
now
sure.
$100 would barely get you through the door.
I
That's
know.
just your milk and eggs right there.
I know. I know. It
You
really
know?
has. It's been tough. Yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment for a lot of people. My son was in college, and when he got out of college, his goal was to buy a home because rent had gone up so much, of course, from when he started till when he graduated. And I can remember his first apartment he rented, and it was like $1,500, and I thought, oh my God, I never paid that for rent, and
I know.
that doesn't even that doesn't even make sense to me for an
Me either.
apartment,
No, me
at
either.
all. But like
Put
that's
it
the
this way,
norm
what we
now.
used to pay for like a three-bedroom, I remember we had a three-bedroom townhouse when my kids were small.
Yeah.
And I think the rent was like 800 and something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
I can remember paying something like that when I was younger, like 8 something, and it was a nice home.
yeah, and you can't even get
Mhm.
a room now for that.
I know. And now
Jeez.
he bought a home, but he's still paying, but at least he's owning it now. But
My
I
son too,
really
yeah.
don't know how people
Yeah.
I'm fortunate my situation
Well, my older son,
is
he
tough.
bought his like
Mhm.
just after he had gotten married in 2017. And my
Oh,
younger
good.
son, he rents. So what my son pays for rent is more than what my son pays in mortgage.
We see that's when we bought this house was 2017. So that's when everything was still decent, the
At
the
least, yeah,
prices.
a little bit decent. Because when I
Yeah.
bought my house in what year was I? 2007? 27? It
Oh
was
yeah,
2007.
yeah.
Geez, I don't even know how to say the numbers that far back.
Oh, I know 2007, yeah.
But it was only like 136,000.
Oh
So the
yeah.
rent, the mortgage was only like, well, we put it at 800 because we figured we were renting at 800 a month anyway, so might as well keep
Exactly.
it that way. And I mean, that was it. But nowadays, it's like, holy cow, your freaking monthly mortgage like 3 grand. That's not including your electricity and your your gas, your whatever you're getting in your house, right? Like, and
Right.
here in Canada, I'm sorry, you need heat, and not every place provides heat when you rent. You might have to pay on top of your rent for that. And I
Mhm.
don't understand that. If you're living in a cold climate place, heat should be fucking free.
I know. Now, can you
Okay.
see me right now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, because I just click something. Now I can't see you, but I can see the chat. Like I can
Okay,
see
yeah,
people
that's
coming
fine.
in.
You can do
Okay.
that. Yeah, you
Okay.
don't need to see my pretty face. It's fine.
That is a very pretty picture, by the way. I was going to tell
Oh,
you, it's
thank
a
you.
very
You know
nice
what?
picture.
You know those things on Facebook where you can get like pick an angel and it'll tell you who it is,
Oh yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
thing. Well, that one was to put in. They would put in a picture of you, and it would make all these photos of you in different time spots and
Uh
whatever. And this one
huh.
came up, and I said, "Yeah, right. I don't know who's high, but I love it." And I just screenshotted it, cut it all up, just picture
But it
paste, and
looks
that's it,
like you,
man.
though. I mean, you with the red hair. I mean, I knew exactly it was you when I knew that it was you.
Well,
So it's
this was
not
my
like too
avatar when I first
crazy.
when I first started YouTube. That was my avatar. But then I
Oh,
thought,
okay.
yeah, everybody's thinking they're going to see this bombshell, and then my old face comes on the screen.
Don't say that.
Oh my
You are
God.
pretty. Don't say that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Um,
pretty old.
um, I'll be 48 this year. I feel every bit
Well,
of it too.
I'm 10 years older than you are, so there you go.
Oh. I
Yeah.
think Scarlett Notes was making comment that she said my pay was 450 a month. I remember renting when my son was born. I later That's a whole nother story. But when I got back into an apartment with him, that's how much our rent was, Scarlett, was 450. I can that was back in
But Cherokee Girl
1999.
says Cherokee Girl says she made $418 a month when she was in the service.
Wow. Isn't
That's
that something how things have changed? Thank you, Jenny, by the way.
well, yeah, because I think my first job I only made like $2.06 an hour.
Yeah, I can
My
remember. Like I
first
remember
job.
minimum wage was 425
Yeah, I
around
remember
the
that.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
remember.
Well,
Times really have changed.
when I was making $2.06, I mean, it was only at the local Burger King,
Mm-hmm.
which most of my pay went on all the burgers I ate. So
Yeah.
by the time I got a pay,
Did you
I
say
pretty
yours was
much
the
ate
Burger
it.
King? That was my
Well,
very first job was Burger King.
it wasn't my very first job,
That
but it
was
was my
mine.
first legal job.
First, yeah, first legal job.
No, because
I
I
had
worked when
gotten
I
into
was
a little bit of trouble, so I had to be working. I remember my birthday was in September, and so I had to have a job by October 1st. So,
oh, geez. Well,
yeah.
yeah, Burger King always take you on.
So I was like, okay, so I had that. And
Well, when I was
yeah.
14, I worked at here in Canada, we have what's called the CNE. It's the exhibition. And it's
Okay.
a big fair.
Example.
It's like you guys county fairs, like the big fair.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
with all the roller coasters and the food tents and you name it and whatever. Anyway, I was working there under the table because I was only 14. I wasn't even allowed to work. Because
Okay.
here back then you got your SIN card number when you were 16, I think,
Yeah.
16 or
Yeah,
15.
16 here too, I
And that's
believe.
to be legally be able to work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the money under the table because I wasn't even that old, but it wasn't like an illegal
Okay.
job.
Right,
I
right.
was just illegally working, that's all.
Right.
Pretty bad when you're illegally working in your own country, but
I know.
it's
I
just weird.
know. Well, those are kind of the best though, if you're the only one that knows you're getting
Well,
paid.
this is true, right? Hey, at least we got paid. Hey, at least we weren't sitting in front of the freaking television, right?
Right,
We
exactly,
were out there and we
exactly.
were working, we were babysitting, we were side hustling, we were doing all
And
kinds of
and I
crap.
think that is something like about our generation. It's like I'm so glad to say that, I've experienced life where when there was no social media, where there was none,
Me too.
where
Me
we
too.
really, if you wanted something, you truly had to grind for it, walk for it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can remember walking everywhere, and I mean,
Hey, do
life
you
was
remember
just so
shoveling
different.
snow when you were a kid
Yeah,
just to
when
get
we
some
lived in
money? I
Germany,
mean,
yes.
nobody does that
I
anymore.
know. Oh
Nobody even
no,
comes
oh
to the
no.
door. Like, geez, at least knock on the door and ask. Like,
Look, Cherokee Girl says, Jen, I can pinpoint that date. $3.35 in 1981. Wow. Isn't that something?
yeah, 1981. Holy cow, I was 14 years old. Yeah, exactly. That's,
1981. Okay, so I was 4. I was 4. So yeah, we're 10 years apart. Yeah.
we're 10 years
I'm
apart, exactly.
77.
Yep.
Mm.
and I'm 67. I'm actually, um, Dee Dee, Gypsy's mom is exactly 2 weeks older than me.
Really?
Yeah,
Um,
because we were both born in
wow.
April of 1967.
Yeah, and her death date was what was her death date? The 5th, it's June, because I want to
Yeah,
say
it
it's
was
right
in the
around my
summer
dad's birthday. It's like that
because Gypsy chalked up the air conditioning so that her body wouldn't decompose as fast.
I want to say it was around the 10th or the maybe even like the 11th, that time frame. I know there was like a little time before she was found, but I think it was
Yeah,
right around that time frame. And my dad's birth, that's how I could remember, because of my dad's birthday, was that time frame. And I remember when all that went on. I can remember when that happened. And, right from the get-go, it was sold, that whole Munchausen by proxy story. And
yeah,
that's what, people were told. And, but when she first got out, I remember doing a stitch in January. I knew from the get-go I did not I was very bothered by the whole situation. And I had watched some of the movie The Act, and Mommy Dead and Dearest, and there were things I can remember just thinking like, this is just not right. Something is not right. I did not it just didn't jive with me. I just didn't. And then, so I was really big into doing a lot of awareness work. And for anybody that has done any kind of advocacy, you all know, first of all, you do it because you want to. You don't do it for
yeah.
money, because that is
No,
the less you don't get a lot of times you don't get a thank you, and you surely don't make money doing it. You do it because
exactly.
there's a reason inside of you, right? And I, in my experience in social media, when I started doing it, it was back in 2017-ish when I started kind of doing that. And so there wasn't TikTok or anything like that. So it was very kind of new to do a platform of getting people to come up and share their story. So in my head, I was like, there's no way someone that's done what she has done, am I going to stand by and let her taint the awareness, community, that are people that have worked so hard, because now it's huge. A lot of people are working hard to raise awareness on many different things. And because it is supposed to be a safe space, and I knew that there was no, like, there was no soul behind that. And so, anyway, that was my first stitch. Like, no, we don't need you out here doing awareness. We've watched the movie, we know the story, like, but I don't want to. And I mean, that was one of my first stitches I ever did, and then I kind of backed off a little bit. I just kind of paid attention. I had my own things going on, and then the more I watched, I thought, this is crazy, and the more started coming out, and then I thought, I knew it. My gut always told me that this was not right. I knew it. And so, like everybody, I think we all learned so much. And
Oh
the
yeah, for
more we
sure.
learn, it's just ugh.
Well, it's like I was telling, like, I know we're down in the chat, we're talking about certain things. I don't want to say them out loud though.
Yeah.
But well, I remember when I was like 14, 15 years old, my friend at the time, my best friend, um, her neighbor was a biker. And we
Uh-huh.
used to hang out at his house at 14, 15 years old, watching all these bikers going in and out and in and out
Mhm.
and in and out. They
Oh,
even robbed us of some cash, but we're gonna, I'm even not gonna go into that.
yeah.
My friend's still pissed at that today.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
We
yeah, he
used to
was a
ride
biker, but
too. I have some of those days. Yeah.
well, he got out of the biking thing because he had 3 kids and his wife left him with the 3 kids. So
Uh-huh.
he had to work, and he had to, his daughter was getting married and his son was graduating college and his other son was graduating high school. I mean, he did really good by his kids and everything, but he
Mhm.
had to get out of the club in order to do it,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah,
'cause-
for sure.
but he did really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, One thing I was going to say, and how I found you, and I think that really has been good for your success on here, is every day, you come on, and so I would listen to you because every day you were talking about something, even like, and I thought it was so good because you would chalk it up to just like about 10 minutes, and you were letting your platform know. And so I would come, and
Yeah.
I was going to mention that earlier, like that is one thing I think you can owe to your success, and other people that do that every day. I mean, people have really been
Yeah.
invested in this story. So the ones that came on daily to bring something, it's really, people have appreciated that, and that is what's helped open up eyes
Yeah.
on that. And I think you've been a big part of that as well, and I hope you know that.
Oh,
um
thank you.
no, definitely. I mean, every day we know you come on and say something, and you're
I'm
like,
there
"Welcome back."
twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And if I can jump on somebody's live in between, I will. Because I
Uh-huh.
was on Ivory knows. Wait. Uh,
Uh,
oh my
there's
God!
Ivory
I
Grows
see.
Wild, and then Ivory
No, the other
Knows.
one, the first one,
Ivory
the
Rose
dark-haired
knows.
one. I'll
The
be like,
blonde hair.
no, the dark-haired one.
Okay,
Ivory
yeah,
knows.
Ivory Knows. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was on her live once, and I
Hmm.
was on Starlet's live once.
Okay.
And yeah, I try to jump. They may not know me. I don't really
Hmm.
care. But if I get up on their lives, I get up on their lives, and that gives me more viewership, if you want to say, right?
Yeah, it does it, and it gets people. I think, uh, in my experience, just in social media, it was really hard for me to convert to just videos, and I think it really has been a struggle for me to really get going also with YouTube. And I mean, it's coming along now, but I was so used to live stream, so people would get to know who I am, and um, and so to just do videos, I really struggled with just getting on and just,
Being consistent.
well, no, not about being consistent, but like what to say if I wasn't doing a true crime story or something like that, or like how to just to connect with an audience without bringing a lot of content. That was my struggle.
Right.
And so, and then I struggled, well, when I go live, nobody's gonna come in, and YouTube was so much bigger than where I came from. And so it took a while, and I have started to gather the same people that come watch my videos. And finally now we're gonna start getting a little home health in here, because she does need some extra help with things.
Right.
And I hope now that that kind of also frees up more time, because the only way I was successful before was, I mean, you have to be on a lot. I mean, people want to see you, and they, and it gets to where when you really have a tribe, you don't have to have thousands of people, but that tribe, they don't care what you're doing. When you show up, they're just glad you showed up, and they enjoy all the different conversations.
Yeah.
And and that's why, to me, it was like big, like seeing the chat, because it's so important. For I know, as a person, this is what I was going to say, in the community, I've been around a lot of these true crime, and um I noticed that I don't, like, I'll say a lot of things, but I don't really get answers or like talk to, and some I even subscribe, and it's
Yeah.
not, I understand there's a lot, but I just kind of feel like, so like, I just keep that in my head. It doesn't like hurt my feelings or anything like that. But I always take note, because I never want my people to feel like, oh, I'm in here, and I'm just like talking to the wall, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I've always been like that. And so that's one thing I've learned in this community, who I can tell really cares about their community. And like, I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I really just, I've learned a lot just sitting back, and maybe that's what I was supposed to do this year, kind of starting off different than I did on another platform, and because this is all
Right.
different. But yeah, so I felt comfortable coming up with you, because I see how you show up every day, and I respect that so much, because I've done that, and it's very hard to do. and your community that you've built can count on you to show up. And I just think that sometimes it's nice to let people know that too, that
Yeah,
you
I
need
think it's
to
like a
know
work
that you're
ethic that
recognized.
it's a work ethic that we kind of grew up with. It's like if you're gonna,
Oh,
dedicate yourself to something or don't.
yeah, right,
It You
right.
can't just come on like I don't know, just when you feel like it and expect
Mm.
people to just know you're there.
Right, exactly,
So I
exactly.
try to make it consistent around between this time and this time in the morning. You can usually see me, and this time and this time in the afternoon. You can usually see
Hmm.
me. Once in a while, I might be late, and once in a blue moon, I might not be there at all. But I mean, at least I'll let people know
Right.
I'm not feeling well or whatever, and I'll catch you in the afternoon or tomorrow or whatever.
Hmm.
But I mean, you've got to communication is key.
It really is. So I was reading in here, they just said something about her being, I haven't heard that rumor about her being pregnant. Have you?
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Oh, I
Oh,
have,
could
but
you
I don't think
imagine?
she is, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. But
I don't
I
think
just
she's
never know.
having fun being a mommy, so I don't think she
Yeah.
wants to do it
I
again.
think, well, to be honest, I think now she feels like she's got her trap set. So why do it again? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. And anyway, it looks like they're getting bored of each other anyway.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, you don't see it when they're doing the lives because it almost looks like when they're doing the lives, they're trying to do like the happy go lucky thing.
Hmm.
But when
I
you
just
see
did a
them,
breakdown of their lives, and I usually don't do that. And but that one really got to me. Not this past one, the one from last week when
oh, with the
the
baby.
psychopath, when Ken called, I read like psychopath and called Nadatha, names, and that
Yeah.
really bothered me, especially someone like
Yeah.
Nadatha that has come out, accepted her, accountability for what she's done, and has really
Mm,
worked hard to make a difference and to better herself. And it was like, how dare you
I
talk
know.
like that? And then
I
for
know.
Ken to
I
call
love
somebody a
Nadesa.
psychopath, it's like, what do you, Ken, right next to you, what do you
Okay, we,
mean?
we, we can be 5 years old too and say, it takes one to know one.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, for them to sit there the other day and sit there and say, I don't like putting labels on people. And then
Right,
5 minutes later, you're in the live calling everybody losers.
right, right,
Like, what the hell?
right.
You're not
Last week.
setting a good example of yourself, let
And
alone
that's
what
what I said. That's
example you're
not
setting for your kid.
right. And so you're trying to do this mommy thing, but then you're talking ugly like that, on live
Exactly.
television. And I mean, it's all just so fake to me. And
She
it's
confuses me because one minute she talks like she wants to be this like grown up professional woman, and the next minute she's acting 5 years old.
right.
There's no in
Yeah.
between with Gypsy. It's white and black. That's it. There's
Hmm.
no gray.
Right. Hey, Peppermint Patty. Um,
Oh, Peppermint
I,
Patty's here.
I heard that, but didn't know. Yeah, I yeah,
Peppermint
I
Patty.
haven't heard that yet. She's unnatural with Dolly.
Bubbles, I see you too. I missed you coming in, but I see you. I see you.
Um,
Kimma. Art is therapy. Yeah, I can't do art. Oh, that's one thing I can't
oh,
do. I'm
I can't
terrible at
either.
art.
I can't even barely draw a stick person.
Girl,
I wish I could though, because
I make my stick people look like snowmans.
yeah, they look like
Okay.
snowmans.
It just ain't
I do
happening.
promise. Right, Jan. I was going to say, Jan just said like new moms don't have time for the internet. I was thinking when I had my son, internet wasn't really out yet, but like there's no way I would have had time to sit down. And example where I can't even be consistent sometimes now because of taking care of mom. It's almost doing the same thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like right there shows there's no way I would have time to be right now with her doing a reality show and being on the internet and combating, not to mention, I am so shocked of the lack of PTSD and issues. Like, you just served 8 years, and like, you have no, I mean, you would never know, honestly, if you didn't know her story and you just knew her. I would never have guessed that she'd even been in a prison system, because she doesn't have any kind of like, okay, like for instance, when she went to that concert,
Mhm.
I like to be inside a crowd. She was in a huge crowd, and as little short as she is, these people all around her. She had no type of like fear, anxiety, people that were
No.
like locked up for so long have like noise issues and just different their sensories are different. And if you had all these surgeries and trauma, the last thing you're going to do is get right
Oh,
out
yeah.
of prison, go
Oh,
get
yeah.
surgeries done. I mean,
There's
I
no
just
way
think of
that
that.
girl went through that much trauma and then comes out here and is on the internet 24/7 because every little thing should trigger her.
Right. And that's what I know, and that's a good point. During COVID, there was a time I couldn't even hit TikTok because when I would go on the debates with the politicians, but then the
Yeah.
debates with should you take the vaccine, not take it. Then it was all like the signs and the deaths of COVID. And I was so triggered to even go on TikTok because I was scared to see like what all was going on because remember how just everything was so tragic.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, and I sure like I was a positive person. I was doing other things but I couldn't just hear that stuff. I couldn't do it. And I think that just speaks volumes for people that like her that can just go on and the feeds off the drama and the um just no effects of
I
that.
think
I mean,
there are people out there, like the people that follow her. I think there are people out there that really want to believe that she was
right.
a survivor
Yeah.
and they want somebody to cheer on like that. They just
Yeah.
don't realize that they picked the wrong person.
Yeah.
And they
I
don't want
did.
to backtrack, they don't want to say, well, I'm not going to say I made the wrong decision, so I'm just going to ride with it, you know?
And where is, so I did, when she had the registry thing, that was one video I did on her because what really bothered me was, and this has always bothered me about social media, was that when she put that registry out, people jumped and she sold out, which we still today have never seen what she got on that registry.
Oh, I
And then
know.
she acts like she had to go buy stuff and they didn't have things. That whole thing is so sketch to me. I'll never understand it because I keep saying, "Where's her stuff from the registry?" And like the thank yous and who sent what. Like that was so weird. But I remember going and seeing other moms that say, I didn't murder my mom. I didn't do anything. And I'm on here working, every day
Yeah.
in my
Nobody's
community.
buying her hundreds of
Right.
dollars worth of stuff.
Yeah.
The thing
Nobody's
about that
getting.
registry, though, I went in and I was doing extensive searching for those registries, okay? And
Hmm.
I couldn't find one. And I've asked Google, I've asked GPT chat, I've asked so many different engines, and none of them could find that there was ever a registry that she had. So
Hmm.
I'm like, if anybody has a screenshot of any baby registry that she had out there, I'd love to have it.
Okay. So I do. I don't think I'll look and see if I have a screenshot because I did a video. I have to go look at my video, but
Oh, Kimma says that
videos from
baby
that.
noise sounds like electronic. You know what? I thought that too in the beginning when the baby
No.
cried. The very first time I heard the baby, like,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
it sounded like it came from a recording.
Uh huh.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know.
I know I like listening to you because you're like, I'm not sure if there's a baby. Like you were making
I'm
me
not.
question too. I'm like, is
I'm
there
not.
really a baby? Well, I through the whole pregnancy thing, and no baby, like I was kind of like, this is weird. Is she pregnant? Is she not? And I would listen
Exactly.
to you too, and you're like, I'm not buying it. I'm like,
I
well,
was
if Rose
staunch
ain't buying
believer.
it, we're
No,
not buying it.
seriously. I said I was not going to believe it till the kid was going to kindergarten,
I
okay?
know. I
And I'm
know.
almost still there, except more and more I see little bits of the baby. I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe, but I
Yeah.
don't want to get off that fence just yet because
Yeah.
she could turn around and just prove me right and herself wrong.
Right.
You know, and then I'd look like a fool for jumping on the other side when all this time I've been, going this
You're
way.
gonna be like, I was the last one standing. You're like, I'm gonna ride this to the wheels
I'm
fall
riding
off.
this baby out. What have I got to lose at this point?
The next thing we
Nothing.
hear is like the surrogate comes out. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
And you're gonna
That's
be like, I
another thing.
knew
That's
it.
funny. Surrogacy. For one thing,
Look, Cherokee says
she
I
had
could.
no time. She had no time to get a surrogacy set up.
Yeah.
Those
No.
things take time.
Oh yeah.
IVFs take time. I tried to
Yeah.
go through an IVF with the last guy I was with
Oh
because I
really?
had a tubal ligation. So we would have
Oh
had to
okay.
went through IVF. And you know how much doctor's appointments were involved in that?
Oh, I can
How many
imagine.
tests were involved in that? And if you're working like you got to make time for these things, it's not easy.
It's a
And it's
lot,
not
and
cheap.
I feel for the mamas that have had to do that, and
Oh, me
um,
too. Me
I
too.
do. It's a
Oh
lot,
yeah.
and then if they do all of it and then it's not successful, and I do. I really feel for that, and but yeah, about that registry and the moms, it really triggered me, which was why I did the video because I thought, you know what? What usually trends is reflective society, and you guys were people were the ones that supported her. You're so quick to help somebody like Gypsy, who also at the time was showing valued at 3 million. But there's people on here that were building a community that had Amazon wish lists that you couldn't even go and help. So in my video, like I challenged, I was like, go buy one thing on somebody's Amazon. If you donated, I was saying, if you donated to
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
go and buy one thing on somebody's. And it's like I see these things. Like I see these people that are multimillionaires um on these platforms and people will just go ham. Like they'll just send her tons of gifts. And then there's people I see working so hard, but they won't send a thing. Like they won't acknowledge them. And it's like that to me shows you aren't giving because you want to give. You're giving because you want to be acknowledged.
Yeah. Oh
I've
yeah.
seen it with other big time stars. It's like,
For sure.
I see it in Jeffree Stars. People
Yeah.
go ham on him, and I'm like, he's worth 200 million. Now, I love the makeup. I have a lot of the makeup, but I'll be
Yeah.
darned if I go over and drop a $500 TikTok gift on him. Are you crazy?
No way.
Like, no.
I
Um,
think the most I ever spent on a creator online, I think, was $5.
Yeah, I am big. I love to do giveaways, and I was really
Me
big on the
too.
other app, but
That's what
I
I
don't
like.
know how I'm gonna do it on YouTube because YouTube can get really big. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. There's a lot I'm trying to figure out now that I think I'm gonna be able to start being more full time.
Well, I got
That
a
I will
giveaway
do.
on if you're a member on my YouTube channel,
Uh-huh.
every month we have a giveaway for a piece of merch.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
every month. Yeah. If you're a member though.
Yeah, yeah, so that's a good way because you can at least keep up.
Yeah.
And I know there's something I think in StreamYard. I think I saw Morbid do it where if you automatically if okay, he was doing like some type of giveaway. So if you were a subscriber, you automatically got an entry, but if you were a member, you got like an extra 10 entries.
Oh, really? What
So,
was
and
that
it's
for?
calculated it for you. So I'm
I
not
never seen him
sure.
do that.
I seen it one time, so I don't know if it was for something special. I've just seen it
Do you
one
know how
time.
many times I got stuck in Morbid's backstage?
Really?
I've been sitting there for a whole freaking 4 hours while he was doing this show and never once got called up. But as soon
Really?
as Bree or freaking what's her face, Nightmare
Hmm.
shows up, boom,
There
they're
you
in.
go.
And
Yeah.
I started to get a little bit put off by that. So now I don't even bother trying anymore
No, I don't.
because it's
I
like
don't
you
at
just
all.
want to interview the people who are on the opposite side of the fence. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I love watching his shows, don't get me wrong, but I don't
Yeah.
want to partake anymore because
Mm-mm.
of that.
No.
I mean, it
No.
kind of disheartened me. It was like, well, you said open mic kind of thing. Why are you just bringing up like who you feel
It's yeah.
will make your show bigger or better or whatever, right?
Because like you said, it's yeah, yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying. And I 100% agree. And
And see,
I
I
feel
went
like
on.
I don't pay attention. I always, if nobody's ever been in a broadcaster before or got into this, I always say, don't worry about your numbers. Now, the only way to worry about them, of course, is if you're going to be a partner. Those are things you kind of need to think about, but don't ever judge yourself or think you are less than versus someone that has 1 million followers and you have 1,000 followers,
Oh
because
no,
we are
no, of course
all the
not.
same people. And I tell you, nobody has that 1 million people in their audience at any time.
Right.
And there's a lot of headaches that come with those big numbers. And everybody, we are equal. We all bring something to the table.
Well,
And
that's
like
what
I
I
said,
always said.
show up. Do
There's
what?
people advocating for Nick. There's people advocating for Dee Dee. There's people advocating me for the fake baby. And everybody has their own niche, but we're all in the same circle. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
I've come across creators on TikTok who, as soon as somebody says something about a fake baby, they're like, "Oh, I can't even," and
Uh,
"Oh, I don't even want to go there because I just find that so ridiculous." And I'm like, you
yeah.
know what? Unless you've taken apart all the freaking evidence that we all
Hmm.
have for this,
Right.
and you've seen the actual AI babies, and I don't just mean the reborn dolls that you buy and you dress. I'm talking about the
Hmm.
ones where you can scan them
Right. Right.
and they move.
The
Like,
AI is so crazy.
a lot of them haven't even looked at that, and yet they're saying we're all fools, right? And yet
Hmm.
they're on our side of the fence.
Hmm.
So that's
Kathleen, I agree. She's bringing that. Did you know that Christy came to Ken's and her dad? Yeah, and
brought
Christy
COVID.
claimed she had that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that dad just came up with
mm,
COVID.
yeah.
Well, I would make sure that nobody else had COVID before you came around the baby. I don't know,
She
but
doesn't care. She's blowing in her face anyway.
yeah.
She could have any form of disease, and apparently somebody said she gets cold sores.
Cherokee says silicone don't get sick.
There you go. There you go.
Oh God, you're funny. Um, yeah, it is. I did something too talking about the reborn community. I just happened to go across and this woman, and I did a video on it because she was like, "We already get enough." Basically saying that people think people that have reborn dolls are, you know,
Yeah,
um, not right, and whatever, and like they get a bad stigma and stuff. And but she was like, "We do not want Gypsy cannot be on our team. She is not invited in our area.
yeah,
Please do
exactly.
not associate her with us."
No,
So I did
no,
a video and I was like, they don't even want her, like, they don't want any extra issues. And
no.
so but I learned a lot about the reborn community doing that video. I had
Me
no
too.
idea how big it was. And
Me too.
yeah, it's a lot. And the people that create these babies are so talented.
Oh, wait a
Um
minute. Somebody just sent me a email for Gypsy's registry. Thank you very much, Ashley.
oh, see, good. Look, I love
Love
it.
you,
People are on it.
girlfriend. Guess what?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
there
going to be
was,
my
because I
next.
seen it. There was one. That's what I was gonna say. I did see it. I remember when it came out.
That's
Um,
going to be my next show.
there you
Stay
go, hun.
tuned.
There you
Stay
go.
tuned.
Because
Well, I
even
might
what
as well keep
happened, it
consistent.
filled up and she added more on there. When I tell you, and that's what I'm saying, but we've never seen her show everything. It doesn't make any sense. It's so weird, that whole situation. I even have a short where I'm saying, before the end of the year, I did it last year, and I'm like, I need it. Can somebody please show me something from the registry or something like, and I need pictures. It was kind of a funny thing, but I really have kind of harped on that. Like, what happened to all the stuff? She had cribs on there for like stuff on there that was $900,
Oh, yeah.
$500.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it was nuts.
And then she went and did like a baby, what do you call it? Like mommy vlogging thing. And then she was sitting there saying how she paid for everything that she was showing. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? What you're showing was either gifted or
Yeah.
well, I don't know if she bought it because mostly all of it was gifted one way or another. Even if
Yeah,
whether it was just her mentioning their name or something, I don't know.
right.
You know.
No, Dee Dee bought all that. That's what I always say. I mean, that's how the
Yeah,
money
blood
all
money.
came because what
Yeah,
happened to Dee Dee. Yeah, Dee Dee bought
yeah,
all that, girl, not you.
exactly. Blood money.
So terrible.
Oh shoot.
Oh, really, Peppermint? I didn't know that. And I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past her. She was talking about her having that in her medical records. I didn't know.
The
Um,
thing is about the medical records, right? Shouldn't they have been computerized by the time that
yeah,
that hurricane came?
2015. Um,
I would have thought so.
2015? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking around that time, 2000. I was thinking what I was doing back then. You know, I remember, let's see, I was working at a law firm. This was back in 2001. That was back in '01. I can remember where they hired girls to start copying everything, or like they started doing that. Like
Hey, Kelly. Hi, Green Eyes.
Yeah,
Sorry, keep
like I
going.
was trying to think. They started that, like starting to start, like
Download
they hired
everything.
people
Yeah.
to do that,
Yeah. They do
and
that
that
here
was
now.
'01.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they were doing it back then too.
Uh huh.
So her to say her medical records got washed away with the water, it makes it sound like she was born in 1900. Like Jesus.
I mean, and you know what? I would be interested to hear other people that went through Katrina that had to move, and that was, and hear like what happened to their medical records. Like, where did they just have to, like, did they have to remake everything up too as well?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm
the thing,
curious about
right?
that.
Like, you know how
Mhm.
many people that would have been?
Yeah, like I
That
wonder, was
that would have been so
Ivory Rose
taxing. No, I don't think so.
Ivory Rose Groves was, she's from the Bayou.
Yeah,
The
no,
other one.
yeah,
So she was down there during Katrina. So I wonder, like, she would probably know an answer to that one. I guess we would just
yeah.
ask people in the Bayou, like back in that area,
I do
Louisiana.
have one viewer that lives in the Bayou. Now I
Uh-huh.
can't remember her name right off the top of my head. I'm sorry if you're in the chat, but if you are in the chat, let me know. But I know I remember one person in my viewership that said, yeah, she was living in the Bayou. And I said, well, if you ever come across her, take a picture if she's got a stroller or something, She was laughing.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
geez, somebody's got to take a picture somewhere along the line.
Yeah, that I know that's weird, isn't it? I've been
Yeah,
to
it
New
is.
Orleans once. Stayed at the Harrah's down there at the casino, and we stayed the weekend. We were like traveling through Mississippi, and we kind of just went up through Biloxi and stuff. But we had family in Slidell at the time, and so we just
Right.
kind of did a little loop. But we stayed there. We did the French Quarters tour, and we went to like the cemeteries, because down there, all the everything is above ground because they're under sea level. So it was weird to kind of see a cemetery where everybody was not buried. They're all in like tombs above ground. So that was
Crypt.
interesting. And there's actually been movies filmed
Yeah.
there too. So it is an
Yeah.
interesting place to visit, to tour around. There's some history. But
Well, it reminds me of that graveyard that's in France. The one where Jim Morrison's buried. Where
oh yeah.
everything's crypts.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
kind of like it is.
personal, like
Yeah.
everybody's personal little crypts, but it's above ground. And I don't
Mhm.
understand why uh France did that. They're not in any danger of flooding or nothing like that.
Mhm.
But as
Yeah,
far as
I
I
don't
know, they were
know.
the only ones that I remember doing stuff like that, like in modern times anyway.
I was reading what Janet was saying. She she's saying green eyes, no baby. What was she saying? Green eyes? I'm an OB nurse, no baby, 100%. Janet, are
See?
you on there with Rose?
Yes, of course. She's been with me since day one, eh, Janet?
Oh, okay. So yeah, Janet's like, no way. I love
Yeah.
it. I love that for
Janet,
y'all.
Cherokee, Kathleen,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
A lot of them have been with me since day one, and we were all on the same side. We kept each other going, put it that way. As soon as
That's
somebody was
great.
starting to go on the other side of the fence, we pull them back over. Oh, geez. Hey, where are you going? Stay with us.
Oh goodness.
That's too funny. But yeah, I mean, we built this like no baby community, and we love it.
I
And
love
we
that
try
for
every
y'all.
step of the way to debunk the stuff that she shows us.
Yeah.
And with
And
her, it's so easy because she never thinks farther than her nose, and that's pretty far.
yeah.
But she never thinks like ahead of time where her lie is going to end her up, right?
Right,
So it's
right.
so easy to catch her.
Yeah, very easy. I mean,
It's so easy.
it's like she'll go from this like, I'm a mom, I'm this, and then the next one, the whole doing the split on the, who's funny
Oh
too
my
is Amber
God,
J.
really?
You know who I'm talking about?
Smell
Amber J
cheese,
that
blue
does the
cheese.
S's. She is so funny. And so when Gypsy did the split on the wall, I seen Amber J react to it. She was like, Gypsy, how she talks. She was like,
Yeah.
those are supposed to stay in the drafts, girl, of all trends. You chose. Y'all gotta go see it though, what Amber J says to that video.
Somebody's
I
putting
laugh.
blue cheese on the tacos.
I know. I love it. I do. I love to see the ones that make the parodies and do fun.
Oh, me
They're
too.
fun to
Me
laugh
too.
at. They really are.
Me too.
Some are so creative. They really are. I'm not the best editor either. That's one thing that was tough too for me coming to YouTube. Being a live streamer, like I didn't have filters. So I guess that's why I'm a little more comfortable like coming on and not doing having my makeup on because I just got kind of used to that. And I did a lot of like a mask night and things like that. So I was used to like putting mask on and just like face mask, skincare.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I didn't have like TikTok with filters and stuff. So I'm a little more okay now, like not having any kind of filter or something like that. But
Thank you, Turkey Girl. She's gifting memberships. Thank you so much.
oh, that's nice.
I
I think
noticed
that's
she's been
so nice
gifting
when
them
people do
every now
that.
and then. I keep forgetting to mention it. Sorry about that.
That's so nice.
It's
Um,
by the time we're finished this live, she's going to have everybody a member.
that's really nice. That is.
That's good, though. The more the merrier.
It is, and it helps,
Yeah.
and it really does. Because you're always needing things, and to like research true crime, ordering papers, ordering to get the actual facts.
Yeah.
But
It's
that
a lot
stuff
of
does
research.
cost
Yeah.
the FOIAs.
I mean, I don't order papers or nothing because being from Canada, it'd be a little bit hard for me to get
Oh
some of these
yeah.
sensitive kind of papers.
Hmm.
But I research a lot of stuff on the computer, on the web, and I don't just go by the first thing I see.
Right.
I
Right.
have to go down different avenues and stuff. And plus, I get people that come in my inbox and tell me things, and I'm like, well, do you have proof? And they're like, well, no, I got that from somebody else. And I'm like, well, if you can
Hmm.
find proof, that'd be good.
What's
But
the
if
best
not, I
way?
got to look, right?
Right. What's the best way that you communicate with your people on YouTube? Now, I have the
Every
email. How do
I have
you
an
do it?
email too. Yeah, I have an email.
Okay. Because
And
that's one
TikTok,
thing.
same thing. So
TikTok, yeah.
yeah,
That's how I've communicated too, is through TikTok with some people. So that's one thing I've been kind of thinking of. Because I've had a couple, write me about things. But it's like, yeah, it's like a whole new world on here. So I used to when I was on the other platform, I would use like Instagram. Like when I would go live, I would say, "See y'all at 8." But I had a pretty like schedule. They knew I would be on at 8 or whatever. But and I'm always like always a few minutes late. It never fails. So it became
yeah,
a joke. I kind of leaned into it. So actually, I was always like 8:08. They knew I wasn't gonna be 8. It didn't matter what I did. It was always like 8 minutes after it. I swear. And even when I would like be ready and on time, I would go to hit live, or something would be wrong with the computer, and I'd be like, "I knew it. I knew," and then I wouldn't make it on time. But yeah, I was trying to think of different ways. So it's good to talk to other creators too of like how
yeah,
they communicate and how people reach out. And that's one thing in YouTube they don't have, like if they could do like a in-house kind of thing, like something on the side where people could, do like message in, like if we had a like an email attached
Oh,
to, or like
like
like a
TikTok?
message board attached to our channel.
Yeah, like TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I find like you can set up an email easily for it anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like we'd probably rather you do that than them mess with the whole system.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But because that's a lot of people that would have to like re-download YouTube and
Yeah.
then start
Yeah,
everything all
YouTube's just
over
so
again.
massive. It is.
Yeah, it's been around since forever.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube was a big thing back when my kids were young. My kids are
Yeah.
like, they're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, my son was the one that the first time he downloaded Sublime for me. And I
Oh
got
my
so many
goodness.
friggin' bugs from that freaking site. Crazy.
Yeah, this has been like the big fun fact. Okay, so my son is 27 now. When he was 11 or 12, it's still on here too. Um, it's endless tutorials is what it's called. He doesn't really do anything with it now. Of course, it's old. But this tells you how long ago he broke a code to play Minecraft when Minecraft came out, to play
Mm-hmm.
it for free. And he went viral. He got 300 and like 45,000 hits, views. I'm like, God, I can't even get
Oh my God.
3,500. But no, he went viral with that. And then a couple other ones like right back to back with this tells you how old it is. And so anyway, he was contacted and he got a partnership, but I had to put it under my name.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so I got to pay the taxes on it. But
Well,
yeah, he made a little income for a
my
little
son
bit
was
on that.
playing World of Warcraft,
Oh,
and he would
really?
he'd build up his a little guy, I don't know, avatar guy,
Hmm.
over time with paying nothing in. He paid not a cent in, and then he would
See,
sell the account
there,
for
look,
like
see,
300
smart.
bucks. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what he would do. He would make different members or different avatars and stuff, build
yeah,
them all up, and sell them. And I'm like, who the hell is going to buy that? You've made it all, you've made this person and all the stuff that goes with it.
yeah,
How is he going to know how to use it all? He just
yeah.
buys it. I mean, I never understood that, but that
That
was their
gaming world's
language.
a whole nother world, though. I don't
Yeah.
understand the gaming world. I don't do gaming, but
Well, back in the day, I did game. I was on
did
this
you?
one game called, oh, well, geez, hang on a second now. What was it called? Anyway, it was you start off with a planet
Uh-huh.
and
Sims?
you go, no, geez, what was the name of this? I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know. I
And you
need
know
to.
what? Some friends that I made on that gaming site, I still have today on my Facebook. And we're
Oh,
going back, like we're going back about 20 years.
yeah.
So
So that tells you.
yeah, and anyway, you start off with a planet and you got to mine it, all the minerals and everything that you can mine. And while you're mining, you can build rockets and like you're
It's not
building up
Minecraft?
no, no,
Huh.
no, it's a cheap version, I guess. But it
Ah,
was like a worldwide. We had people, most of the people in my thing was from Germany,
yeah.
England, Scotland, one guy from Mexico. We had one guy from Mexico, a couple of people from Canada and Australia,
I
and
did
we
too,
were all
Jen.
like a group. Yeah, we were a group on there, and I can't remember the freaking name of it now.
I always wish I was one. Janet mentioned Farmville. Now I did do a little Farmville. I remember from
Yeah,
Facebook,
I think
but
we all did. I got
I
bored of it too fast.
yeah, I always wished I was one though that could have got that like um that escape to play games, but I don't know, I just could. I was busy working, being a mom, and I couldn't. I don't
Mhm,
know. I just not a gamer though.
me too.
Um I don't know. I'm gonna have to hop off of here, y'all, because my mom I kind of sometimes have to jump really quick on things
Oh no,
because
that's fine.
it
I'm
can't
gonna
post
end
from
the
mom to go
live
to
now
friends.
anyway because it's time for me to like decompress.
Yeah.
I'm old now. I need to decompress before I go to sleep at night. If not, I'm up all night. I'm wired for sound.
I didn't mean to like talk and talk and talk, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
fine. No, we
you're
had a
very
great time
easy to talk
talking. And I
with,
want
and
to
every
thank everybody in the chat. And I want to thank Cherokee Girl for a membership that she donated. And we're going to do this another day soon.
yeah. I'm
All
gonna
right,
go ahead
guys.
and drop down, and so you can tell everybody bye. But I enjoyed this so much, and I needed this. So
We're
thank
glad
you
you
for
were here,
having me.
Lisa. We're
All
glad
right.
you showed up.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, so everybody, thank you for coming. It means the world to me. And I'm going to check that email now and see what's going to be on the tomorrow's list for gossip. And thank you everybody for showing up. Oh my God, I can't believe you all showed up. Oh, so happy. Anyway, guys, we'll talk again tomorrow. Good night.